Hi, Linda Bowen here from stampingwithlynda.com, your cardiologist since 1997, helping you create cards from the heart. Today is another creative fold, and it mirrors my card that I did last Tuesday's creative fold. It is the same gate fold, and I'm featuring that beautiful copper again. So let's get started and show you what I did with this card. Copper is like the hit of the parade these days, and so what I'm going to be doing is bringing in my Big Shot and my new platform with the thin adapter, my cutting mat, and I am going to take a piece of that beautiful copper. Now I really like to cut it on the back side, only because if you have any marks from your thinlet, it doesn't show those marks as much. So I'm going to run that through. Going to then pop that out. I'm going to remove that thin adapter because now I'm going to do dry embossing, so we don't need that thin die adapter for embossing folders. And I am using the gently falling. And remember that when you're embossing, anytime where it says Stampin' Up! Or Sizzix, that's where it's going to emboss out. And I am just going to position that leaf in there and run it through so that it just gives me some more texture to that copper. I'm going to run that through and then move my Big Shot out of the way. And so now, isn't that leaf just so pretty? So going to be using another copper product, and that's our copper embossing. So I have taken my embossing powder and put it in a bigger container. Just works better for me. I'm going to be using my Versamark. Using Just a Note. I believe this is from the Flourishing Phrases. And I'm going to stamp that right on my doily. If you have not gotten these doilies, you really need to, because they are very elegant and a great add-on to your project. So I have added that copper embossing. I'm going to take my heat gun. I'm going to kind of hold my heat gun off to the side so that air, maybe I'll bring it in to show you. My heat gun is just out of heat gun and it is heating that embossing powder. For those of you that have never embossed before, because this is a doily, you do not want to keep that heat gun on too long because, yes, you can start a fire with it. So I'm trying to decide if I've got two doilies here or one. It kind of feels like two, but I guess I've only got one. But I have embossed that copper. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring back that copper leaf, and I am going to add, and I see I do not have dimensionals over here, so I'm just going to use some fast fuse, and then I'm going to take my copper thread, and I am just going to place that end down and just do some swirls with that copper thread. It's very thin and it just adds accent to your projects. So just going to kind of swirl around a little bit. Well, it doesn't want to cooperate with me, of course. So there, we've got it. So I've just got just a few little wraps. You can add as many as you want. And then I am going to then add that to my doily, like so. And now I'm ready to form my card. All the dimensions of the card will be over on my blog, stampingwithlynda.com. I am going to score. Well, I can't get a hold of my designer series paper. This designer series paper is from our fall catalog. Again, I will have all of the dimensions over at my blog, so head over to stampingwithlynda.com, and I'm going to now just score 2 inches on each side of this card base. This card base is a little bit smaller than your standard card base because I am going to put a background piece on that. So again, you want to head over to get those dimensions. So I've got my gatefold. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in some rich raspberry, again in that new designer series paper. And I'm going to add those, and these will go on my flaps of my gatefold. If you have not checked out my YouTube channel, I have over 500 videos in my YouTube channel. Many of them are creative fold, because those of you that know me know I love, love, love creative folds. And yes, some of them are repeat, but most of them are new designs. So I've got this gatefold. I'm then going to take and add that to a quarter piece of rich raspberry. The yellow is the Delightful Dijon. So I'm going to add that here. Whoops, got that a little bit high. Let's look better here. There we go. And then I also did the same layering of that rich raspberry and the vanilla on the inside, just to follow through with that color scheme. I go in spurts with colors, and rich raspberry lately has really been a color that I seem to be gravitating towards. So there, I've got my card. Just now going to add some fast fuse just at the top of that doily and add that to the top of my card. Now this card is going to be my featured card for my downline this month who have achieved special milestones. So if you're looking to sign up as a demonstrator, you may hop over to my blog and think about signing up under my stamp family. I would love to have you on board. Send out monthly cards to all my girls to encourage them along. So thanks for joining me. We'll talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.